The Switch November Report, with your host, Redkwan. Well, it appears you've arrived at the location of the next Switch Monthly Report. For those of you who don't know, this is a series where I tell you about every single thing that's happened with the Nintendo Switch over the past month. And by every single thing, I of course mean basically nothing that isn't either wrong, useless, or already obvious to anyone who cares enough about the Switch to watch this video. So as you can tell, it definitely needs to exist. Now let's get this over with. Hello all 2,040 of you, I'm Redkwan, and this is the Nintendo Switch November 2019 report. So let's start with the announcements we've gotten this month. Well, there wasn't a Direct, at least I don't remember there being one, and if an announcement isn't in a Direct, it probably doesn't matter. That's a bit of a cop-out, but that's what we're gonna go with. But what about games? What games did we get in October? Well, we got another Yooka-Laylee, which is just great. We got Ring Fit Adventure, which in my opinion looks kinda boring, but which is apparently pretty good actually. A couple old Resident Evils, an HD Super Monkey Ball, a Harvest Moon game, and of course, Luigi's Mansion. Oh, and a Hat in Time. Those dumpsters at Nintendo are releasing Luigi's Mansion on Halloween, which is the last day of October, and I'm writing this before the last day of October, so I have no idea how good it is while I'm writing this. Because, you know, I don't want to be like 4 weeks late on this month's report, not like anything like that would ever happen. But from what I've seen, I think Luigi's Mansion 3 is going to be well made and probably pretty fun, but I don't think it's going to blow anyone away. It looks nice, but I don't think it does anything too out of the ordinary. It's just going to be another solid game from Nintendo that I'm going to be too cheap to buy. Also, besides those bigger games, October has one of the weirdest game libraries I've ever seen. To start with, a lot of these names are just atrocious. The first game of the month is called You Know, A Girl Who Chants Love at the Bound of This World. Oh, that's probably the worst name of anything I've ever heard. Where was the marketing team behind this one? I get that sometimes with this series I'll make fun of things that are translated poorly, and that's kind of unfair, because you know, they don't speak English, but I can't imagine this sounds good in any language. I feel like the people who made this game were struggling to come up with a name for the game, and someone just asked them, hey, what's your game about? And one of them just responded, you know, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world. And then they knew. Okay, I've spent enough time on this game. We also have names like Tennis Go, Creepy Brawlers, and Pig Eat Ball this month, so this isn't like a one-time deal either. Also, there's a game called Worse Than Death. Now, I'm not really a big fan of when the name of the game just describes the gameplay, so this one annoys me a little bit too. Also, an Ice Age game in 2019. I don't even know what to say about that, but I almost don't believe it. Alright, and what's coming in November? Well, it's mostly more of the same. In terms of big games, we have Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Professor Layton, and of course, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games is one of those series that everyone bashes, but that I think is actually pretty awesome. I think most people don't like them because it's a really weird concept, and if they want to play a Mario and Sonic video game, they don't want to play one that's based off of obscure real-world sporting events. And I'll admit that it's a really weird idea that probably shouldn't have actually turned into anything, but I think it's cronkin' amazing. So first of all, the Olympics are the best sporting event because you've got the medal system, you've got competing countries, you've got tons of different sports, and that theme song, that sweet, sweet theme song, I don't know. That wasn't a very convincing argument. I just think the Olympics are stupid awesome because I'm like 5 apparently. Also, a lot of people miss the old Mario sports games, but this is basically a Mario sports game. Yes, there are more events, so the mechanics in each are simpler, but there is still something you can play for a long time, like soccer in London 2012. Also, Sonic characters are, no offense Mario characters, a million times cooler than Mario characters. So you get to play a game with Nintendo level quality, but that has cool characters like Shadow the Hog. Also, I'm absurdly good at the 100-meter sprint with Shadow the Hog. In London 2012, I had like the 39th best time in the world when it was still up. I'm sorry that I keep talking about this, but I'm a bit of a super fan of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I see that look, don't you give me that look. Also, of course, we have Pokemon Sword and Shield, or should I say Pokemon lame legendaries and reused assets. Oh, got him. I was gonna make a video about how I think Pokemon Sword and Shield are kinda lame because they're super unambitious, but then I thought about it a little bit and realized, wait, I don't know the first thing about Pokemon because I've only played Pokemon Moon. So then I didn't do that. But I still think it looks lame because it's unambitious. And no, nobody else has ever said that. It's an original take. We also have a few oddballs as always, including a racing game themed around Ryan from Ryan's Toy Reviews. Now you might be wondering, what reason is there to make a racing game themed around Ryan from Ryan's Toy Reviews, getting a physical release no less? No one can say for sure. But it makes me disappointed in humanity, I can say that. Also, we're getting a video game based off the Jumanji movie, which came out like a long time ago now. I don't know what the point is of releasing a game at this point, but it's happening apparently. I'm also apparently obligated to talk about sales, so I think the Switch sold pretty well in October, and game sales were also pretty good with Luigi's Mansion, and I think the Switch and its games will sell like crazy in November because of the holiday season and Pokemon. This has concluded your Nintendo Switch November 2019 report. Well, I'm Redkwan. How did you feel about the Switch's October, and how do you feel its November will be? Are you excited for Pokemon? Are you excited for Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games? Probably not, because it seems like everyone hates them. You're all probably just jealous you can't shake a Wii remote as fast as me. That's probably it. Anyways, I'm Redkwan, thank you all for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all later. Goodbye.
Hey, look, we're going over there. Making new videos so you better behave. Oh, hey, that's right, you see. Going through and through in the zone.